There's a huge perception that aging means you're falling apart, that something's happening, that you are not in control of it. And the fact is that aging is a natural process, and that it's not a negative thing. It just happens, and you must remember that it's not. You have to look after yourself. That you have to have good thought about aging, and that you're really very lucky, and that you have to be appreciative of being aging. But that doesn't mean that you have to go to the sideways, to the really awful, ugly shoes, because you are aging. You just need to look at having 4 pairs of shoes in your closet. The first pair of shoes is the one you wake up in, and you go from a warm bed to the bathroom in a shoe that supports the bone structure and the ligaments of your feet.
Like what's an example of that?
Well, the Birkenstock would be a good example, or a flip-flop, or any of those shoes that bring the ground up to your foot. One of the aging processes is that your ligaments become very adaptable, or your foot becomes very mobile, and people get a condition called plantar fasciitis, which is just an occurrence, not a negative thing, not a medical thing. It just happens because we only have 2 feet, and while our whole body weight is on our feet, and as we age, the ligaments begin to stretch, and your foot begins to collapse. So you want to make sure that your whole foot is on the ground, and not just small parts of your foot, which is what happens when you wear a higher heel or a shoe that lifts your foot off the ground. The other is a proper walker. An aging body does not play tennis all the time, and you need to just have a walker, what they call a classic walker. Then you need a work shoe if you're still working, some sort of shoe.
Sorry, just on the walker, can you tell me an example of a classic walker?
Yes. Your Atrix is a classic walker. Keen is a very good seller. Think, Naot. There's quite a few brands. It depends on the season, whether you want a lace up or a Mary Jane or a T-bar. Any of those shoes are really quite good. If you can remember to keep as much of your foot on the ground, the better off you are. And of course, then you need dress. You need to look pretty. You always need to have a shoe in the closet that you can get dressed up in and put them on and go out to dinner. Mainly because in the back of your mind, you know you want to have a shoe that you can dress up. Sorry, you got.
Oh.
But aging is not a serious problem. It just needs to be attended to. You need to pick your shoes, pick your clothes, walk, eat right, take your vitamins, and just have a really positive attitude about it.
The 4th pair of shoes people need to own.
That's a dress.
That's the dress one. So we've got something to get up in the morning,
yep.
A walker, a dress shoe,
and a work shoe. You know, whatever
yeah.
you do for a living. What the shoe that you're in during the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever it may be.
Yep.
And of course, very few people have only 4 pairs of shoes.
Yes.